So there we have it. Unfortunately, the winning run has come to an end, guys. I kind of felt like this was going to happen. If you think back to my last Operation Arsenal video, I did say that I feel like sometime very soon we'll begin one of these Operation Arsenal videos saying the winning run has come to an end. But it was against Crystal Palace today, a London derby. Tough game that. I don't look forward to this fixture at all every season. We've come away with a 2-2 draw, so it just converts nicely into an unbeaten run instead of a winning run. So it's just the way it is. It's a shame that it's come to an end, but that is still a very good stat, you know. I'm currently watching Barcelona versus Real Madrid on my left, so if I do look away, it's because I don't really want to miss any of the goals going in, but I also want to record this review. Right now, Barcelona are winning this 2-0 just 30 minutes in. It's not looking so good, is it, for Real Madrid this season? But what was the result today from this game? 2-2 is the official result, of course, but was that fair? Was that fair for both teams? Did Arsenal play well enough to get the 3 points today? I don't really think so. Did Crystal Palace play well enough to win 3 points today? I don't think so. So ultimately, the result today was pretty fair. I think 2-2 was fair. I don't really know why Crystal Palace are struggling to score, at home at least. It seems today it was very similar for them. Lots of chances missed, but they did get the 2 goals through 2 penalties. Were they penalties? I mean, it's a difficult subject because I'm an Arsenal fan. It's difficult not to be biased, but the second penalty, the one with Xhaka sticking his leg out, debatable. I think he may have got a slight touch on Zaha, but definitely not enough to justify the way Zaha's gone down. I think typically Zaha goes down very easily. I think he's one of the most fouled players in the Premier League. For a reason, by the way. He's just insane at dribbling. He's got techers. He really is a very skillful player. And putting Xhaka at left back today, maybe not the best idea. You can kind of get away with it at home maybe when we've got the ball a lot more. But when you're up against Crystal Palace, for example, we know what Crystal Palace do. They give the ball to Zaha. And they were smart. In certain times of this game, they switched sides, Townsend and Zaha. He found himself on the right up against Granit Xhaka, and he's always going to beat Xhaka. It was just a bit of a silly decision to put Xhaka there, if you ask me. But we do have injuries, we do have problems. I would have rather seen Lichtsteiner at left back starting and Bellerin obviously at right back. I'm not sure why Bellerin was taken off at half time. We did have Lichtsteiner come on at right back for the second half, and that didn't seem to affect us too much, but hopefully Bellerin is all good for the next game. I haven't looked at it yet. I haven't seen what's happened or what is happening. Hopefully he's not injured or something serious. He definitely didn't get injured in the game that you could see, but whatever, we will soon find out. So maybe we could have had someone else play left back instead of Xhaka. I mean, you might not agree with me here, but even putting Holding at left back and then having Socrates and Mustafi as the centre backs, or is Maitland-Niles fit yet? Maybe he could have gone at left back if he's kind of ready to go, or maybe even Iwobi. I know that's probably not the right decision because we kind of need him going forward. He gives us some width, and he has been a fantastic player this season, but he's quicker, and I think that's what we needed against a player like Zaha, a team like Crystal Palace that can hit you on the break. They've got a lot of powerful, pacey players, and Xhaka was just out of his depth tonight. Well, not even tonight, this afternoon. He was okay in the last few games at left back, and I thought, okay, fair enough, he can clearly do the job, but it just didn't work tonight. And God, if he was to play at left back against Liverpool, he is going to get torn to pieces by Salah. So I'm really hoping that we'll have either Monreal or Kolasinac fit for that game. Now, the Arsenal goals, also kind of difficult to talk about from an Arsenal perspective. Let's talk about the second goal first, with Lacazette at the corner. Kind of, it seems like he's flicked the ball with his hand. It really does look like that. The replays weren't very good. I couldn't really see if he actually touched the ball or not. But either way, there was intent to cheat, and it doesn't bode well with me. I don't like it. Even though we've ended up scoring from this corner, I don't like players cheating. It's a fair game of football. Don't be sticking your hand up and trying to flick the ball with your hand. It's not nice, and it'll just come back and bite us in the arse at some point. We will have that happen against us. But we seem to get away with it. Aubameyang with a really nice finish. He's so composed in that area of the pitch. I really like him on the left side. He seems to find himself in... oh gosh, Barcelona almost made it 3-0 there. Getting distracted, sorry. I really like Aubameyang on the left, cutting inside, finding space, making late runs. That's exactly what he needs to be doing, and he does that very well with Lacazette down the middle, Mesut Ozil, Iwobi kind of drifting around. It's really good fun to watch. We didn't really get much of that Emery ball today. I thought Crystal Palace did very well to shut that down. But from this corner, we did get very lucky with this goal. It barely crossed the line. It was quite literally a centimetre over the line. So Crystal Palace very unlucky with that goal. And if it was ruled off, or just it wasn't given because it was a handball, I wouldn't have complained at all, because I felt that pain for the Crystal Palace fans. It's never a nice thing to concede a goal where it's so blatantly illegal, right? Even if he hasn't touched the ball, I'm still really disappointed in Lacazette for trying that. I get it though. I mean, he's not the tallest guy. He sees the ball coming towards him and he can't reach it. Your instinct is just to touch it with your hand, I guess. So he got lucky with that goal. But the first goal, Granit Xhaka, I've mentioned about him defensively today being a little bit of a dodgy choice, if you ask me. But boy, having Xhaka on the pitch means we get the free kick masterclass. He can smack a ball with that left foot. Absolutely unbelievable. It's not the first time he's scored a free kick this season, and it won't be the last. This guy puts so much power into that left boot. I don't actually understand how any goalkeeper is able to save that kind of shot. And wow, they almost made it 3-0 again. Real Madrid really struggling. I should probably turn this off. It's really distracting me. There we go. Sorry. So Granit Xhaka with a brilliant free kick to make it 1-1. We were 1-0 down at half-time because of their first penalty, which definitely was a penalty. Mustafi 100% took him out. Little bit of a liability. I've always had my issues with Mustafi. He just seems so inconsistent, and today was one of his poor games, unfortunately. He made a couple of mistakes, but I'm not going to slate him for it because he's had a very good season. I thought Holding was very decent today as well. It was good to see him on the pitch. I would have liked him to play at left back. Honestly, I think he could do a very decent job there. It was weird not to have Socrates back in the lineup after having such a good game against Sporting. I thought Torreira was very good today. Unfortunately, he couldn't really do much about those penalties going in. Otherwise, he didn't allow the team to concede, if you think about it. In open play, at least, we still seem so much stronger with him in the team. I thought Ozil was a little bit disappointing today. After such a good game against Leicester, he wasn't really able to get involved much today. There were a few moments where he got on the ball and just got completely... He got tackled within seconds. You had Crystal Palace midfielders just running straight at him, 2 or 3 players sometimes, and you could see that was their tactic. Do not let Ozil play on the ball. Just smother him, and it worked very well for them. I thought Iwobi had a okay game, didn't really get involved as much as I would have liked, but again, you can't be angry at a player for having an off game. They've been in good form, and it's just one of those things. Going to Crystal Palace is never easy. Selhurst Park, really loud stadium. They've got a great atmosphere there. The fans are incredible. Crystal Palace fans are some of the best, man. The stadium just is so loud, you can barely hear the Arsenal away fans, and the away fans for Arsenal are really good. I would love to go to Selhurst Park at some point, but 2-2 is definitely a fair result. I'm not too bothered that we ended finishing 2-2. If anything, and if I'm honest, I know it sounds a bit crazy, but I'm kind of relieved that the winning run has come to an end before this Liverpool game, because it was always going to be very, very tough to win. I mean, imagine trying to go 20, 30 wins in a row. It's quite, I would say, quite literally impossible, especially if you're a team like Arsenal that definitely isn't the strongest in the league, right? So we've been on a great winning run. It had to come to an end at some point, and I'm glad it has come to this. I think this was quite a nice way for it to come to an end. There's no real issues. We haven't been beaten, which is very possible against Liverpool, let's be fair. And it was good that we've stayed unbeaten. We can go into this Liverpool game and get a draw and be satisfied. Getting a loss at Liverpool, it will hurt, but at least we've kind of had a soft blow today. I'm still thinking from an Arsenal perspective, an Arsenal fan perspective from over the last few years, where we're just fearful. We're scared of playing these big games because we get smashed, or we were getting smashed. And, people will say those 2 losses at the start of the season, it's a similar situation to the game against Liverpool. It's a tough team. The winning run we've been on hasn't been the toughest run of fixtures. So there is potential that we're going to lose this game against Liverpool. But I'm feeling more confident than I have in many, many years going into a game like that, because Emery has got this team winning consistently. Our whole mental... I think his mental strength, and that's something that Wenger's gone on about for years, clearly was something he really wanted to achieve at the club. A really strong mental belief that we would win games. But it never translated onto the pitch over the last few years. But with Emery, it certainly has. So we can go into this game against Liverpool, and who knows, maybe they'll have an off day, or maybe we'll just be untouchable like we were in that second half against Leicester, and we'll beat them. It's not impossible. I just think right now it's 30-70, I would say. 30% that we're going to win, 70% that we won't win, and that could be a draw, which I would take. If you would offer me a 1-1 draw right now, I would take it, as long as Aubameyang scores, because he's getting me so many points in my FPL team. He's my captain. He's gone ahead and got another goal today. But generally, I'm still satisfied with this result. It could have been a really, really bad game. I mean, we got lucky at times. It could have been a loss today. But it also could have been a win. I think Xhaka, if he had just kept his leg planted, why stick your leg out? You know Zaha's going to go down. It's just inexperience in that position. I don't think... well, it's tough to say, but I don't think Monreal would have done that. I don't think Kolasinac would have done that, and I don't think Lichtsteiner would have done that. I think they would have stayed well clear. I don't think he was going to score from that. I really don't. He was going quite wide, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I need to see it back. But anyway, I'm going to go back to watching the El Clasico. It might be 3-0 to Barcelona right now. Let's turn on the monitor. Let's see. I'm really excited to see this result. I think potentially Lopetegui will be fired if they lose this game. It's half-time. I can't see the score right now. But anyway, thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoy these match reviews, please do subscribe. Make sure you leave a like. Make sure you turn on notifications as well. And I will see you guys in the next episode when we play... I think the next game is FA Cup or Carabao Cup. And then it's the big one against Liverpool. So really hoping we can pull off a good result there.